Punch the sky, Spaceman Joe. Yeah.
Murder suspect claims victim summoned Bigfoot to kill him. This week of Weird, I'm Roger, by the way, with Jordan and Nate.
This is the first time I think that we've heard of Bigfoot being a summoned creature.
Yeah, I didn't know that you could get those spirit ashes. What part of the game? When do you get the Bigfoot spirit ashes?
It's a hidden character. You gotta keep killing all the friendly NPCs.
No,
especially the ones that eat mushrooms and berries. Yep.
No. Brutal. That will go down as one of the most heartbreaking moments in any video game for me.
If you're not sure what we're talking about, Red Dead 1. Was this just the original, or was this with the DC?
Second one.
It was 2. Yeah.
So
this isn't Red Dead 2. This is Red Dead 1.
So this is
Jesus Christ! Yes, go on.
This is the timeline.
Nightmare,
Red Dead Revolver came out. Then there was Red Dead Redemption, which was sort of a spiritual successor. And then they did Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare, which was the DLC that had zombies, crawling in zombies and like mythical beings. And there was Bigfoot. You could find and kill Bigfoot. And then when you shot the first one, you met an NPC who's like, you gotta find the rest of him. He's been eating babies and Christians, etc. And so you hunt down Bigfoot, and I won't spoil it for you. You have to learn like I did.
Suffice it to say, this article proves that Bigfoot, in fact, does eat babies and Christians.
Well, let's go into it. That's not what happens here.
But go ahead.
So I pulled this from a couple places. I got it from Coast to Coast and the local news, WAFB Channel 9 in Oklahoma. An Oklahoma man is facing a murder charge after he allegedly killed his friend. Deputies said that he claimed the victim had summoned Bigfoot to go after and kill him.
Which I do. I keep picturing these two guys hammered on a boat.
Sure.
I assume that they were on a boat in shallow waters. And he's
they were
screaming,
noodling to make it even weirder.
Okay.
Not that that's a weird thing to do, but it's...
there's
fishing, there's fly fishing, and then there's noodlers.
I think it's okay to say noodling's weird. Make it weird.
If you have a Bigfoot.
If you tell me you're going fishing and all you bring is a fistful of peanut butter, I'm going to have some questions.
Fair enough. The pond...
I just keep picturing the summoning of Bigfoot, though. Being this guy screaming at the sky.
Yeah.
Just half in the bag.
I'm picturing the other guy just like, don't you do it! Don't you summon Bigfoot! Don't you say those words!
You said it! You said it twice now! You know what 3 does!
The Pontotoc County Sheriff's Department responded to a call about an alleged killing Saturday afternoon outside the city limits of Ida, Oklahoma. Deputies arrived on scene.
Don't tell me it's another Bigfoot killing. Yeah, sure is, Sheriff.
Bigfoot arrived at the scene to a 53-year-old suspect named Larry Sanders, admitting to a family member that he had killed his friend, Jimmy Knighton.
Okay.
Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation said in a press release that Sanders and Knighton had been noodling or hand fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when, as Jordan kind of hinted at, is when you slather your hand in various things, sometimes peanut butter,
sometimes
and just
salad dressing.
Like put your hand in the bottom of the water until a catfish bites it, and then you grab it by the gills.
Yeah, you reach around under there until usually people will feel around with their feet until they find a catfish kind of snuggled up against the bank, and then you'll put your hand in its mouth and try to. I think the move is to try to punch your hand out through the gill and kind of like headlock it out of there. Yeah. And they pull out like, I mean, look,
catfish
I'll stand by.
Oh, people die noodling.
Yeah,
I'll stand by the fact.
I'll stand by the fact that it's weird as fuck, but it's definitely something that requires great skill and knowledge and strength.
Yes.
On top of the willingness to get weird with it, because
and possibly die.
And possibly die. I've seen a couple of videos of people like almost losing the fight. No.
As part of the investigation, they were noodling when the confrontation ensued. Sanders allegedly struck and then strangled Knighton. As part
noodled
of
him.
as part of the investigation, the sheriff's department was able to uncover a motive, apparently to be under the influence of something. So his statement was that Mr. Knighton had summoned Bigfoot to come and kill him. That's why he had to kill Mr. Knighton.
Do you think he was just like goofing with him? Like, oh, here he comes. He's coming to get you. He's coming to get you. That's my fishing spot.
That's a very possible one.
Stop it.
I
No,
don't
he's
know what
not.
the argument was about.
You also have the possibility that it was an angry summoning of Bigfoot, and he just kind of stomped off into the woods and be like, I'm going off into the woods, and I'm going to summon Bigfoot, and he's going to deal with you.
I'm going to tell Bigfoot what you done. I'm gonna guess that the argument was over meth somehow. The quality thereof, the who gets the last bulb thereof.
I have not found any articles referencing anything up to that, but it does have certain hits of influenced by something, and that something is not alcohol. And what sometimes is along with these stories, especially in the Rust Belt, is meth-induced. We have the meth-induced person who shot at his neighbor's house because he thought his aliens were neighbors. He admitted to the cops that he was on meth.
Well, he thought his neighbors were aliens.
Sorry. Yeah, thought his neighbors were aliens. Thought his neighbors were aliens.
Yeah.
And shot at them and then admitted to the cops that he was high on meth. Yes, but they were still aliens. Despite how much meth I'm smoking, they're still aliens.
Right. And then famously, the kid that I went to school with who went to jail for shooting at a ghost while high on meth. I'm not pulling this out of nowhere, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Well, I like to think
but
that
what I'm saying is that the cops just have not said it,
knowledge.
but there's heavy hinting at this type of activity, and we're familiar with it.
Yeah, I wonder why the cops are being so secretive. Well, we couldn't find anything. It all disappeared. We don't know. We're not high.
Which, I mean, to be honest, you do have you kill your friend. You stop your friend from summoning Bigfoot. You realize that you are going to get in trouble for this. You just kind of drop the meth in the water, let the fish party, and you try to get out of the jam you put yourself in.
And what a pickle! I thought that it was going to go differently, where you kill your friend, and that's when you know you're getting in trouble. That's when you start smoking the meth. You're like, I gotta figure out a way. I need to juice up my brain.
I gotta power up for when the cops get here.
Let me put some of these nootropics in this light bulb. See what turns out.
That is the motive for this tragic event that took a man's life, sadly. Sanders summoned... I mean, I'll take his word at it. They had an argument, high on meth, probably, allegedly, in our theory. And someone summoned Bigfoot for violence, and you don't do that.
You don't do that. If you are one of the lucky few to have a Bigfoot whistle, like you saved his life for something, or you caught him and he had to give you the whistle, or you wouldn't let him go, and he was like, you can blow this 3 times in your life to summon me, but don't use it for nothing. And if you're one of the lucky people to get one of those Reed-built Bigfoot whistles, don't summon him in anger. Summon him for joyous occasions, to help pop your back or get something off of a high shelf.
Times that really matter. You want that popcorn.
Never summon Bigfoot in anger, because you're going to wake up the next day with such a meth hangover. And boy, what can you imagine that hangover? Oh, what did I do last night? Oh, no. I wasted one of my Bigfoot summons and got killed for it.
We are in the story. Sorry, I was looking to see if he pled not guilty yet. He has not reached trial to do so.
Sure.
But he, in his first round with legal, has said that this was self-defense. As we just said, his friend was summoning Bigfoot to kill him, so he had to defend himself. That is what he said, while under the influence of something. According to WAFB Channel 9.
while under the influence of success, of wanting to be the best.
I think what really drew my eye to the story was this phrase from Sheriff John Christian. It always makes it easier. You still have to prove all the elements of the crime and what the suspect is telling you. You have to prove that's what actually happened, Christian said. So this is going to be, although it is a very tragic event, a fun time in which Bigfoot is going to be in the investigation logs.
Look.
You know, they're going to be looking.
They're going to be.
Yes, go on.
And it's because, don't you drag Bigfoot's name into this, you turd. You did a crime on your pal for whatever fucking reason. He got the good noodling spot. He got the good last munch of the meth pile. For whatever reason, you decided it was time for him to die. Don't fucking lay your hate on Bigfoot. Bigfoot would never. He would never. Even if somebody summoned him at you, he would come running out of the woods and he would say, "Oh no, dude, I'm not gonna kill anybody. I eat mushrooms and berries. I gotta go. This is bullshit." And so of all of the excuses that you could cook up, this one demonizes and monstrificates Bigfoot, and I'm against it.
I think I agree with that. I am against this. This is like that one documentary we were all tricked by. What was it called? Sasquatch?
Yes.
Where the Sasquatch supposedly murdered some campers, and then we all found out it was just drug cartels and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't use Bigfoot for violence.
Slander. Slanderizing Bigfoot's good name. He loves it when you noodle. He noodles too.
Bigfoot is an expert noodler.
Incredible noodler. That's how people learned how to noodle, was from Bigfoot.
What's that old Sasquatch doing there by the creek? It's just punching out the back of a catfish.
Punching the back of a catfish out.
And I think that's what we want to leave you pingos on this week. For this week of Weird, Bigfoot was summoned erroneously as a blame for a murder in Oklahoma while noodling.
Take responsibility for your crime.
Bigfoot's innocent.
A murder suspect claimed victim summoned Bigfoot to kill him. I think we're doubters on this. It could have happened in that the friend did summon Bigfoot.
Yeah, I don't disbelieve that the friend at least attempted to summon Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I'm sure he tried.
Yeah, that does sound like something that would... if somebody was high out of their mind after a day of meth noodling, you don't want to start threatening them with Bigfoot summoning. That is a good way to send them over the edge.
That is fair. I guess thank you for listening, everyone. Really appreciate it. If you like what we do, give us a 5-star review wherever you can. It really helps us out as a media entity that isn't owned by Amazon.
Correct.
5-star reviews not only allow people to see us, it actually feeds us. We eat the stars.
We eat stars.
And make sure you also give a little comment when you leave a review. Say that Jordan's face was audible today.
Jordan's face was audible. You could hear it across the room.
Roger's hair was too noisy. He needs to shave it. And then Nate, what are they saying about you?
Oh, they're saying that I'm actually a gummy bear in a man suit.
Leave some reviews such as those. If you really like what we do and like video games, especially D&D, check out twitch.tv/werewolf_radar. We play D&D every Monday, video games sporadically every other day. We're also judges in the 14 Film Festival, and you can find that at 14filmfestival.com. They keep adding new films to watch. I believe judging is going to take part in September.
I think this festival's a channel now.
I mean, to be honest, Tim, if you're listening, think about just doing an awesome paranormal channel now.
I think it's so.
And if you like all of that and want more, like paranormal fiction, paranormal art, grave nuggets that go deep into certain subjects, check out patreon.com/werewolfradar, where you can become a Dark Council member for as little as a coffee a month. You know, it's like $5 for a coffee. That's all it takes to become a Dark Council member, and you get all sorts of crazy stuff.
Coffee.
Send us coffee money is what we're saying. Please. Sorry, I got aggressive there because of the lack of caffeine. You understand. And
I thought for sure we would take coffin money.
Well, I'm not good at puns, okay, Nate? But that's brilliant. We're now taking coffin money. Switch everything, put coffin in.
For the same amount as your morning coffin.
All right. Let's end on the count of 3 with our super deeker, seeker, duper, mooper, freaker sign-off line from one Dylan Gutierrez, Dark Council member extraordinaire, suggesting sign-off lines that we could never think of. 1, 2, 3. Suspect the void, space person, whomever. I went singular this time. I just felt it.
All right. Sometimes it's just one space person.
Sound designed by Blue Blanket Sound. Contact them at hello@blueblanketsound.com or www.blueblanketsound.com.